Hey everybody, Koy here with UniKOY Intuition. I will be sending this out fast. Hope everybody's doing great today. Remember, I will post this on my page and on my YouTube pages. Actually, have I uploaded? I need to upload. Probably need to update my UniKOY one, but yeah. So remember, you can share and all that good stuff. Oh, fast, almost done. You gotta come up with an easier way to do this. I hope everybody's doing great. Love and light to everybody. Hold on, almost done. Got that maggot brain playing in the background. I have a playlist on just in case any channeling comes through. Sometimes it does. Most times it does. Okay. So, I realized I haven't done tarot in a while because my gifts are expanding. So, I was studying and trying to, figure that out. But I have been starting to read the Bible again, and I talked about it the other day, and it was really just because I couldn't trust people around me to get answers, and my intuition was just very going through a moment in the middle of spiritual warfare. So basically, I just started tapping into the Bible differently, differently than I really ever have. And then I have devotional books and things like that, motivational books, stuff like that. So a lot of times I get what I want to talk about from that, and then sometimes, spirit just jump out and give me messages to say. And people that know me, either, love it or hate it, and so, but it's not, I think there are people that think that I come on here and this is super easy. It's not easy for me. It's also not easy going through shifts. It's also not easy coming on here and being God told me that this and this is about to go down. I'm supposed to warn y'all. It's stuff like that. It's a different type of commitment. And I've talked to y'all before how I have these very open-ended conversations with God. I was cussing him out the other day. I went off on him and I was like, son, you gotta make this easier. If you want me to do this work, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna need you to make it a little easier, you know what I'm saying? So, and you can have that conversation with him. And then one day I was being super bratty to God. I was just where is this and why is this taking so long? So, and people always want to know what's your secret to this and how do you learn how to do this? And I pray, I manifest, I study, I practice. But at the end of the day, I mostly tap into the things I enjoy doing, which were really the things I've always enjoyed doing my whole life. So I never really, I only expanded upon the things I liked. I didn't really shut down the things. My mom and my dad, when we were little, they didn't really try to force us down a path. Of course there's swaps in and out when you get older, but when we were little, they let us be super magical or weird or whatever. So for me, that's normal for me. So but one of the notes that I had yesterday was about carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It could be your friends and family. It could be your coworkers. It could be your jobs. It could be financial struggles. It could be emotional struggles, mental struggles. It could be addictions. It could be all types of things, right? And we carry them, right? specifically in our community, like as Black people, we were, I don't want to say the word taught, because we were taught, but it was more like, y'all know I talk about post-traumatic slave syndrome a lot. So we were taught to keep things secret because we had to. We were taught to not express ourselves properly because we had to survive. There were just certain things we had to do to survive. And it's taken us so long to come out of those things, and we keep teaching generation after generation after generation. I don't want y'all to be fearful when I say things like the new world's coming or the new age, but it is. The golden age is the age of Aquarius. And I've already, told y'all that it's about building communities, policing communities, helping communities out, and communities of like minds. It's not about just like everybody integrating, even though I hate you or I don't like you, but it's not about that. And then a part of that is breaking down certain structures to rebuild new structures, to rebuild what family traditions could look like, or just a healthier world. And so I was thinking about like those times where I feel like, oh my God, like I don't know what else to, like I don't know what to do, or I feel stuck, or I feel sad, or I feel depressed, or I feel anxious, or I got like monkey brain is what I call it. Like, so it's like all types of things, like where it's just like a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to think, and then I'm an overthinker, and then like I have like a little bit of perfectionism in it. So these are all things that I go through on a daily basis, but also part of like going through your awakenings and things like that and ascensions is that those are the things you're working through. A lot of those things I had already worked through, and then some of those things get triggered back up when you're preparing yourself for your next steps. So I keep getting these urges, and I keep hearing these phrases thrown around. I'm not really fond of phrases. I don't really call myself anything. I might tell you I'm a psychic, I might say I'm clairvoyant or something like that, but like the more that I come into certain things, the more I'm like, I don't know, I don't understand all those titles for real, because I feel like people misuse them. But it is what it is. So I was thinking about God, and I was just like, this is what surrendering means, right? It's like people get tired of the word like patience and divine timing and God's time and God's plan, but at the end of the day, you can place all of that upon Him, right? And you can literally just say it, like, God, take this away from me. Like, I don't want it. I can't carry it today. Like, one day I feel like I was getting all these instructions to just like do this and focus on this and be creative, and I was like, yo, I just want to like lay in the bed and sleep and cry. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I like went off like, God, like, I don't understand, like, why do I gotta keep pushing all these lazy humans out here? Like, it was just one of those days, like, and I was like, well, you asked for this, Koy, you know what I'm saying? At some point, you was like on a birthday when you was little or something. I was like, I want to be magical, and I want to do this, and I want to save the world, and I know I said it. I've said it many birthdays in a row, but you don't know what you're signing up for sometimes. And so you gotta relinquish a lot of things, and you have to be like, and I had a real conversation. I was like, see, God, like, I think like I'm not a restrictive person. I'm not like a wild horse either, but I am very much like a butterfly, right? So for me, like, I don't want to feel like I have to be caged into something. If I choose to be caged into it, then it's different, right? If I choose to be in a space and I'm comfortable, then I could be there forever, right? But I told God, I was like, look, I don't like to feel restricted in no parts of my life. So that's going to also include this journey with you, God, because, it was like I had to negotiate my relationship with God. Like, it sounds wild, but I had to, like, have a conversation. Like, can we negotiate some things? Like, I love these things about my old self. And I want them to come with me to my new self. Just some of these things. Like, not all of them, just actual parts of me, right? That I I enjoy myself. And I was like, so we got to talk about this, you know, because do I walk around calling myself a Christian necessarily? Nah. You know, I talk about being spiritual. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. More so now than ever. I believe in Jesus. I never didn't believe in Jesus. There were just parts of the story that I was curious about. So, and I believe in prophets, and I believe in light workers, and I believe in a lot of things. So, at the end of the day, like I tell everybody, is when we feel alone, you can ask God to, you know, help with that. If you feel like you need a hug, you ask your angels. If you feel like you need assistance, you ask your angels, ask your ancestors, and specifically ask for your ancestors that are there for the betterment of you, like in God's light, because you do have ancestors. You know, your ancestors was just regular people. So just letting you know. I mean, now some of them were not regular, but you know what I'm saying. So I kept having all these like very nostalgic moments and like memories of just like my childhood and things that I had to go through and heal from. But that made me who I am today. And it's just one of those things, like,
you ran in the backside of the house?
I've been like chilling away from people, just like on purpose, like, cause I needed silence for a minute. Like I needed to be like, what's happening here? And you know, the more we grow and the more we shift, like, you don't know what's going on. And that's with anything. Like, you know, that's how kids feel when they start growing up, you know? And it doesn't matter how old you are, because apparently you can just keep ascending. So, you know, or, I don't know, I guess you could descend. I don't know. But I did also realize that I hadn't done any tarot in a while, and I wanted to do that. But I wanted to say, place that on God. If you feel like you got too much, place it on him. Like, if you're tired, just place it on him. Just ask him to take it from you. You know what I'm saying? And then make sure you thank him and the angels, because they be getting a little sassy when you don't thank them. And love each other, because, you know, people are getting hurt and dying and just taking life for granted and people for granted. And day to day, we do not know, like, who's going to be here and who's not, you know. So tell people that you love them. Tell people you care about them. The other thing is that your fears and your worries and your problems are only like what you make them, right? So my new thing is, which I'm suggesting to everybody, is every day wake up with that day being that day, not what happened the day before or 10 years ago or 5 years. Like, try your best to try to be present in that day, and then plan for the next day, or plan for, you know, your future days. But if you continue to harp on the exact same thing every day, you're manifesting it into the next day. Like, deal with it that day. I'm not saying you don't get up, like, people grieve and go through, you know, all types of things, but like, look at the time frame. If you're in that space too long, then you need a different approach or help outside of yourself, or you have to do something different. If you've been stuck in the same questions for a certain amount of time, this is really how you get yourself out of spiral. So, like, I was just really giving y'all tips at this point. So, like, if you have it too many days that you're doing the same thing, like, I can get, like, I'll have days where I have to, like, tap off of, like, social media, because I'll get, like, y'all know it's my job too, so, like, I'll get obsessive about something, and so I'll be like, and I catch myself like, ooh, I'm being obsessive. Like, and I'll be like, ooh, I need to stop. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I can't, because sometimes I like to learn too, you know? So sometimes it's not even about me. Sometimes I'm really just learning information. But yeah, so I really just want to come on and talk, but I also want to come on and do some tarot readings, because I realized that there were people that were resonating with the readings that I was doing. I was following a couple of, like, very particular stories, specifically with the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. So we haven't done a check-in with that. And there were a lot of people that were resonating with that story. So I just wanted to come on, see what comes out. I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards, see what other messages God want me to talk about. But I just wanted to tell y'all to, like, You know, just be honest with people, be upfront with people. Never assume or like the way we perceive things. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to try to look at things in like multiple ways. And me in particular, I have to like be very careful about that because I have access to, you know, more information sometimes, more information than I realize. But it's about a balance, really. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to like people like, well, you know, how are you manifesting this, or how are you doing this and that? Y'all, I'm really just praying and doing simple manifestations. But like, when I say praying, I follow what information I get back. You can't just pray and just be like, I'm gonna keep doing this. You know, like you just gonna stay in the cycle. I've had to get rid of a lot of stuff and a lot of people, a lot of things, and it was uncomfortable. It was real uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, it's about like knowing who you are, your worth, who God wants you to be, and asking, not being fearful, asking God like, who am I supposed to be? Who is it that you want me to be? What am I supposed to be doing? You know, I think people don't want the answer sometimes. It's a lot of responsibility, I ain't gonna lie. But the more you sit in it, the more you kind of come across people that are also, you know, on that path. And so it doesn't become this whole, like, oh, you're in it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, y'all know me, like, I'm super transparent about that. So, like, all of the things that I'm going through now are a combination of many things. Spiritual ascensions, people doing spiritual attacks on me, stress, not sleeping, and now I'm good. Like, you know, I'm a self-healer as well. So I heal, and I very much have a lot of faith in God, and I always have. Did I talk about it so surely? Maybe not. But always been right there. You know what I'm saying? And I know that I'm super, like, highly protective, highly intuitive. But it's a lot. It is a lot, guys. Okay? And even with the people that I know and love, like, if I come to you with messages, like, just know, like, it is not coming from me, okay? It is not coming from me. If I come at you aggressively, like I'm pushing you, either your ancestors is talking to me, or God is telling me to tell you something, or, you know, and so, like, and that's what I had to learn about myself, specifically when I get very, like, people know me, like, I can get very passionate about things. So, oh no. So the other thing that happens is a lot of the tarot readers, use your discernment. Discernment. That's what I want to talk about. Use your discernment, y'all. There are so many people out here playing who are just manipulative and negative, putting out negative energy. There are people who do play with black magic and things like that. But at the end of the day, what it does is it just keeps you from your path. Like, at the end of the day, they're just trying to maneuver people out of wherever they're supposed to be going, right? Because they want something for themselves, or, you know, some type of greedy intent. That's the only reason people do black magic out here. And the only reason people really do, like, love spells and stuff like that is because they don't know how to manifest properly, and they are desperate for fast results. And they don't believe in God. And at some point, they might have been talking to God, and then they switched over and they was talking to the wrong ancestors and not God. So that's why I tell people all the time, like, I forgive people. I move forward. If you're somebody that I allow back in my space, then good job. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna shuffle these cards. God, please continue to protect me. White light of protection, and protect our viewers with white light of protection. Continue to bring in the good messages and banish the dark. Go ahead and return any black magic that people have used this week. Return those back to sender and bless them with love and light. So, because there's so many people that are in like little like weird spaces and they feel trapped in their relationships and they feel scared to make decisions about stuff. I'm just talking to so many people going through that, and I had to kind of tap out because it was too much coming in, like specifically the last couple months. So I had to take a break because I was like, ugh, so much going on. But that's because I told y'all that the scales are being balanced. So scales being balanced, and people who are supposed to be getting instructions from God strongly right now about the new age and the new world and all that, we're getting downloads heavy, and people are either choosing the dark or choosing the light, and some people are stuck in between. Spirit, can you show us what's up with the divine masculine? Okay. 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 Put this here. Okay, can you show me the divine feminine? Divine feminine, like, okay, it's a lot. Oh, this is gonna end up probably going together. Okay. So, Divine Masculine came out with the Knight of Wands. Okay. So, Knight of Wands is somebody, fire energy, but also, like, very passionate, right? But can come in very, like, fast, but very passionate, right? But then you have the King of Swords, which is air energy, but it's kind of somebody, it's like, somebody could be coming with truth, but it could also be somebody who is kind of like a tyrant, or somebody who is not showing emotions, or somebody who could be cutting, because even got the Nine of Wands, and then you got the Lovers, right? Then you have the Knight of Pinnacles. So either this divine masculine is thinking, the divine masculine is the King of Swords, or the divine masculine what's over here? Ten of Pentacles. So you got the Ten of Pentacles, okay, the Sun, the Queen of Cups, the Emperor. There he is. Hey, divine masculine, there you are. And the Three of Swords and the Two of Wands. Now, the story we were following, there was a lot of people involved. Doesn't feel like so much chaos now, but it's definitely some type of heartbreak going on. So, okay, so fast movement or a fire energy who may not be wearing their heart on their sleeve, or coming in very direct, right? Coming in very direct, like very much coming in direct about a lover situation and walking away with their bag. The bag is what I mean is the Pentacles, right? So they was like, all right, I'm out, and I'm taking this cup of love, and I'm taking this Ten of Pinnacles, which is, love, family, kids. Ace of Cups, abundance of love. The Sun, Leo card, but also like the bomb card. Like it's like everything that you want, right? It's happiness. It's the Sun is being free. Okay. So either this person is releasing a Queen of Cups or going to a Queen of Cups, okay? Queen of Cups can be somebody who's very emotional. It's water energy. Could be somebody emotional, but also could be somebody who possibly has a connection in the spirit world. It depends. And the Emperor, that's divine masculine. Three of Swords, so it's some type of heartbreak. Two of Wands, waiting for their ships to come in. Okay, the High Priestess. Now y'all know this story has. Now remember, this story, the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine are like potentially a power couple, right? Because there's like a magician who's an emperor, but also could be like a high priest or like a hierophant. And then there's a high priestess who is also all the queens and an empress. But that's also somebody who's super enlightened, who is psychic. It could be divine stepping in. That's also what it could be. It could be divine stepping in. And then the Hermit. So, the High Priestess is in the Hermit mode. so Divine Feminine is in the Hermit mode. She's in isolation from some type of chaos. With the Five of Wands. Strength. So somebody's in hermit mode after possibly walking away from something. Strength card, which is also Leo energy. Eight of Cups. It was walking away from things that no longer serve you. Walking away from emotions. Why is the Eight of Cups here? Nine of Swords. So you got the Eight of Cups, Nine of Swords. That's right now. We've been reading that a lot about spiritual attacks. See, like the crows and spiritual attacks, but also it's just somebody who could be distraught. Oh yeah, shit, that came in the upside down. And this could be somebody who was playing with. It could be a tarot reader, but it did come upside down. That's weird. Nothing else did. The Eight of Pentacles, so it could be somebody who plays with magic, plays with candle work. Could be somebody. It could be the person that was causing the spiritual attacks. Yeah, on a possible relationship. Yeah. So, y'all, okay, so if you remember the story, so the Divine Masculine looks like has making a decision to walk away from something, or made a decision to walk away from something, and the person just didn't want to let go. This person may have been doing magic, something like that. And then you got the Four of Swords. So somebody kind of just stuck, but it was upside down, so they might be coming out of that. But this is just like, look at this person is just like caged in their own thoughts and just, but kind of smiling with this like heart right there. So it's like weird, like it's like isolated but also caged at the same time. I don't know, but it's like she's happy and sad. She's beaten up. She's bruised. Like she's bruised. She got tattoos all over her arm. But she's got like twigs holding her. And then there's like a heart wrapped around her. I don't know. She might have had her damn magic bound. I don't know. Justice coming in. That balance. karmic justice, could be court justice, could be legal justice. 7 of Cups, some snakes and some bats, but it's like not sure what to do. But some of these are super obvious. Some of these are like, yeah, this has the flowing water coming out of it. Like, look at that. You go into a whole nother world. These got snakes and bats and fog and shit. The fuck out of here. That means you have a very obvious choice. So Mirrors is on with Justin Timberlake. And it's funny because that song really is like a twin flame song. Like, it's people mirror each other, right? And I talk to y'all about that all the time. Like, I'm unfortunately, that's one of my gifts and curses. Is like, is being able to mirror for other people who I may have already been through something, but I can mirror it back to them so that they can fix it, or it triggers them and then they go into some type of healing process. It's not always mine. Now it used to be, and so it would affect me heavily, right? And then when you have like a twin flame, a divine counterpart, soulmate, you can mirror them. Best friends sometimes do it. Actual twins. But it's very much like a mirror, but it's like a yin and yang, right? So it's not like you're like the exact same person, but you low-key are the exact same person, but you look at each other like, ain't no way in hell we the same person. But then you realize you are, right? Because you're like, but we don't feel the same, we don't act the same, but we act the same, but we talk the same, but we don't talk the same. Or it's like you think you didn't have the same upbringing, but then you find out you kind of had similar upbringings, or you played a very similar role, right? It could be a million things. You could be, but you trigger each other. Like, that's part of the union, is part of the twin flame journey, is they kind of trigger each other. And it's not supposed to be like a whole toxic thing, but it's like they trigger each other in the healing at different parts. And then when their healing is complete, they come into union, right? Now, like I've said before, there are people that throw monkey wrenches in these situations. Sometimes they don't come together. Sometimes they do. That's also why they have to be more like healed, but also very open-minded, because there's so many people that try to like get in the way of those unions. You come in with different stuff. You might come in with kids. You might come in with drama. You might come in with trying to figure out finances or homes, or you might come in and nobody's like in support of the union. It could be anything, right? Twin flames go through a lot. But the whole point of these like divine unions is to really do God's work together, and enhance each other's gifts, but also to create like healthier families, right? Whatever that means. So you got the Patience card, Temperance, which is also Sagittarius energy. But it's very much about patience. And I talked to you about patience and divine timing, right? The Fool, taking a leap of faith. To the Queen of Wands, somebody who could be a high manifester, very magical, fire energy. For the Queen of Wands, got the 4 of Cups. And it's like, where the hell is my cup at? That's Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine got this story going across the board right now. Like, Divine Feminines right now in the collective are just like, where is my Divine Masculine? Like, where is my Divine Masculine? A lot of people, some people know they're Divine Masculine, some people do not. Like, some people are using telepathy to communicate on the 5D. There are some people who can do it in the 3D. It depends. So, but what's always funny about this card is like, this Jones pouting. And it's like, where are my cups? Where are my cups? I don't want, there's nothing here. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. These are like choices. This is like, oh, here's a suitor. Here's a suitor. Here's a suitor. Here's a suitor. Here's a cup. Here's a cup. And they're like, them cups, I don't want what's in them cups. And they're like, but where's the cup that I want? But the cup's right there in the divine's hand. Divine timing. Ace of Pinnacles. Okay. That bag about to come. Where's that bag coming from, though? Oh, it's coming from that wish fulfillment line. That 9 of Cups. There you go. Hierophant, divine timing. But also could be that masculine, that divine masculine. He might have been enlightened. He might have been enlightened. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. All that mess that was here that we could not read through. Yeah, I don't see as much of it, right? I don't see a lot. This is more like a healing thing that I'm saying. Yeah, well, like I said, okay. Oh, the Hierophant coming in. So Ten of Swords is some type of betrayal. Eight of Swords. Yeah, see, this is their spiritual attack. This is the spiritual attack stuff. This is somebody in illusions, right? Now, the divine masculine and the divine feminine in the collective, they did go through their tests of ascensions and their tests to see like if they're ready to come into union. So there were some illusions and delusions that happened, but it's not like delusion on the level you think. It's like God testing you to get through the rest of your lessons, like triggering you with old emotions, and like sometimes you can feel your twin. You can feel like your twin flame or your partner, and you can feel them. Like, so you'll start crying and you'll be like, why the fuck am I sad today, right? But you don't be sad. They be sad, right? Or people were in different journeys. So like there's a group of divine masculines. There's like two different groups. There's a group that are like, okay, I know this is my divine feminine, like I'm going after them, right? Then there's some that got tricked in the middle of the spiritual warfare that's been going on for a while, really since we've been trying to get into the age of Aquarius. So it's like last couple years that people have been playing in it. And so what's happened is that's when I was telling y'all there were people like mimicking certain readers and putting bad reviews on people's stuff. Well, all type of petty shit. I don't know. You need to grow the fuck up. I don't know. So you got the Eight of Swords. So that's somebody doing mirror magic, probably. But somebody possibly just stuck. Yeah, the betrayal, the Hierophant revealed betrayal, that there was an illusion, right? But they're coming out of this illusion. That's why the Hierophant is here. Is this the Chariot, fast movement? Also, could be a physical move, could be moving towards that person. It could be any of that, right? But also moving towards the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so moving towards receiving the seeds, receiving money, or the things that were manifested, receiving some of those things, right? Page of Wands. So Page of Wands is, I like to call it like fiery, playful energy, but it could be reckless energy. Why is the Page of Wands here? Okay, and the Page of Swords. So it's like fast energy, so a little passion, but also some truth. Or some truth coming out in the form of text message, DM, letter, something that you read. Could be something on social media. So then you got the Five of Cups, crying over spilled milk. Who crying over spilled milk though? This Nine of Pentacles? What is this? Well, Queen of Pentacles. So, could be the divine feminine. It could be the third party. Okay, so Five of Swords, divine masculine and divine feminine might both be in the same space. But see, like what happened was some of the divine masculines came out the gate too early and questioned what they were seeing or feeling. And so some of them got interrupted in the union. And then some of them are like stuck in limbo. And I'm calling it limbo because it's more like the fear of the things in the past. But the divine feminines are being told to put their energy in forward, right? And leave it in, put forth your heart energy, but to allow the masculine to, do whatever. Right. But then some of us divine feminines have other instructions on top of that, because some of us got 8,000 more titles, right? Other than just a divine feminine. And that's where it gets different, right? Because once you are doing different levels of work or spiritual work, like sometimes you can't follow all the divine masculine, divine feminine, and divine union rules. Like it looks a little different, because some of those rules are super old school. Like I feel like they train you to be very like a structured male female. Now you do need to be male and female energy balanced, but it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be so it doesn't make, I don't know how to explain it. We're creating a new world, so it's really up to you to co-create with God and with the universe about what you want your partnership to look like. Unions look like, twin flame journeys can look different from other people, but it can look super traditional. It just depends on what you're trying to create, right? And I think that's why they make you go through all the healing, so that you can unattach from like whatever you said you were, or because y'all know I talked to y'all about all types of things. I talked to you about polyamory, and I've talked to y'all about just being single, and while going through all these ascensions and healing, my mind shifted a little bit, or a lot of it. It's very much like when I say I'm a butterfly, and I like my gift is love and light. Like my gift is to love. Like my love is a part of how I heal, right? But as far as a partner and the things that I've been through, spiritual attacks, things like that, like the who I am now, I have to be with one person, because I can't even trust a whole bunch of energies around me, like on that level. And so I think about that and like how much that shifted, and it's still not like in this like ownership energy. It's just very much like, well, if I know a person, or I have a person, or I see a person, or I meet a person, or spirit brings a person to me that got what I like and what I love and what I'm, then why do I, for what? What am I loving a whole bunch of people for? I really feel like that was a part of me, just not like all the way healed from parental stuff, but all the way like not finding men who were equipped to handle me or deal with me or bring anything that was worth my time, or they didn't try, or things like that. And at the end of the day, I'm a very forgiving person, so I've allowed people back in, and if I see changes, or if I even feel they change, if you're somebody I have feelings for, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say what you got to say. But it was more so, I think, the fear of not being able to find somebody who could deal with all of my many layers. You know what I'm saying? So now it's very much like, I still feel like people should have the right to build the type of family they want, the type of relationship they want, and create those rules together. Create your new traditions. Create, how you want to raise your kids, or whatever that looks like. If you have to blend families, like create what that looks like. What you're teaching your kids, But I don't know. It was a really strange turnaround for me. But I had been through a lot of just nasty energies with dating, and I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that no more. Like, it was too much. It's too much, and people be doing too much. Okay. People be doing the most and then don't be doing shit at all. And then, you know, I talked to you about like telepathy and things like that, and like what it looks like, how it could look, and with divine counterparts and people that utilize those parts of themselves and manifest that way. It's weird. It's interesting. It's interesting to do, because it's even interesting to channel with music. I don't know. It's cool though. I don't know how to explain it, cause it's like,
I think right here.
trying to explain how it would feel to y'all. It would feel like, I want you to think of like, I want to say middle school. So like, think about like middle school or elementary school. Like when you used to fall asleep on the phone with like the dude you like or the girl you like, right? Like that feeling, I feel like you can accumulate with like telepathy and things like that. Because it's like a way of communicating. Like on the 5D, your spirit and your soul can communicate with your counterpart if you manifest them, if you focus on them. There are many tactics to do this and many ways, but prayer and meditation and manifestation works. But it's more so like a heart space thing. It's about like being connected to that person's heart space, focusing on that, and bringing it in. Sometimes you're manifesting things that you, like a person you don't even realize you're manifesting, and then one day you be like, oh shit, is that who I manifested? So it sometimes can be stuff like that, which is very interesting. But this is why you have to like believe in something bigger yourself. This is why you have to believe in God, because like, how else would you be able to do that? Like, people ain't just walking around here with superpowers, y'all, and God ain't involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not, I mean, we are kind of like his science experiments. So there's some confusion either with the Four of Pinnacles. So this is either somebody who is very tight with their money or being stingy about their money, or this is somebody who is walking away because they're holding on to what they have, the little bit that they have. And the Knight of Swords is going towards that, running towards that with possibly some truth being uncovered. The Moon, something illuminated. The Hanged Man, also Pisces energy. But the Hanged Man is somebody suspended in the air, just waiting around like, where the hell is this balance of pentacles? You know what I'm saying, man? What's the Six of Pentacles in? Judgment. So that's that decision coming. 8 of Wands. Why is the 8 of Wands after Judgment? I mean, 8 of Wands can be like, it can be passionate. It can be like passion, but it's more like judgment coming in about spell work. That's what. And then 9 of Wands. Somebody's guarded. Could also be a passionate, something passionate coming in. Yeah, because it's the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, when pigs fly. That's what I like to talk about with this card. But it's a love offer. It's a small love offer, a small start, something like that. Cups, right? Could be a small gift of showing love and appreciation. So that's fast movement coming in. Oh, okay. Divine Masculine made a decision, so they're gonna come in with a small offer. But either they're probably both guarded. That 9 of Wands, they probably both guarded. Death and rebirth. Seven of Swords. Oh, death and rebirth. With this 3 of Pentacles, which could be that damn cousin. Seven of Swords, being sneaky, or planning something, you know. I don't like to say sneaky. Yeah, that's fucking sneaky. I don't. It could be sneaky, could be good or bad. King of Pentacles, Six of Cups. So King of Pentacles is very much like somebody who wants to provide, somebody who would be a father figure, or somebody who is very much just business minded. Somebody could be stacking their pentacles. Six of Cups, nostalgia. Somebody there from childhood or thinking about childhood. Memories. With a Queen of Swords, so that is air energy, but that is also somebody who just got their guard up, will chop your head off, or somebody who is in thinking. Let's see, why is the Queen of Swords out here? Queen of Swords, the Empress, and the Page of Pentacles. So it could be a couple of things. Somebody pregnant, or the masculine is having memories of the Queen of Swords, the Empress, and the Page of Pentacles. Like, are these three jumps? I don't understand. Oh, or he's guarded and scared to come into the Queen of Swords. Because the Queen of Swords could be the Divine Feminine. And say something about a baby. And with a small money offer. And then Six of Swords. Going on a journey? No. Definitely some type of movement. I don't know. The Magician is out here. Why is the Magician out here? No, I don't like how that card came out. Why is the Magician out here? I don't like how these cards are shuffling. Okay, so Two of Swords. Oh, being trapped or can't see. Oh, okay, they're coming out of that. They're coming out of that. The truth is coming in. They figured it out. They figured out what's going on. King of Cups. Could be water energy, but also could be, this is somebody manifesting. This is somebody that's a big ass shit behind them. That's so like they're manifesting, they meditating. I mean, there's a magician out here, so they're waiting for their ships to come in. Possibly still making a choice, but they look more like they're waiting for the ships to come in. Devil's out here, oh boy, also Capricorn energy. Why is the devil out here, Spirit? This might be the third party, male or female. Could be on either side. Could be a karmic of the Divine Feminine. Could be a karmic of the Divine Masculine. This King of Cups, which has been coming out in other people's readings, is somebody who also plays around with magic. Because like then you got the fire and the wands and shit, and somebody trying to fake do a ritual. They got the devils out here trying to be a puppet master, trying to hold money over somebody's head, trying to just use money. Like it's about money. And you got the Ace of Wands. Like this could be like passion, but this could also be somebody's third eye opening. You know, it could be a damn witch. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Tower. Because the divine's not playing with these hoes, okay? The divine is not playing with the kitchen witches. I told y'all about that shit. The divine is not playing with these whack warlocks. And they're not. And he doesn't, Archangel Michael and his army, they're out here fighting demons and devils and all type of shit because they be messing with God's children at this point and God's plans. Why's the Tower here, Spirit? Tower. Let me get the rest of these together. The Tower. Ooh. Okay, Ace of Cups. Oh shit. Okay, Page of Cups. What? Where's the Tower here for? Oh, the Tower's out here because the Divine Masculine got the fuck, or is getting the fuck, and is trying to move forward with this. Yeah, that's yeah. We don't need to put no more. That's what's happening. So that's the rest is we don't know. We don't know. So we're gonna pull some other cards for it. Let's pull out Reconciliation. Nah. I'm gonna pull out the Soulmate. Spirit, anything about this union? Planning for the future, like I said. Let the past go. And that's kind of like what, like if you saw the reading, do y'all remember how convoluted those readings were? Like very clear, super clear, very different energy. But letting the past go is super important. Like what they've been telling a lot of these, like there are some masculines that have to like apologize for something, or like they all got different stuff, but it's really about like not harping on the things that have happened, because there has been so much that's happened personally in the unions, so many different little levels and things like that. It's really about like these unions coming in like fresh start, and then speaking on how they feel right now, like how do y'all feel right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're trying basically suggesting, and Spirit is suggesting, you know, to just let go of the past and keep moving forward. Spend time traveling. Now also these unions, if they come together, they're probably gonna need a fresh start. They're probably gonna need to get away on a little, you know, vacay, retreat, or whatever, just to isolate from people, because they're probably exhausted. Contact within a week. Finds you sexy. Divine feminines who resonate with this story. There is worry, and it's probably worry on both sides, because these two know each other is what it looked like. But also in their individual stories, they're probably exhausted and worried, because they're probably worried about whatever's happened. They're probably worried about but the High Priestess out there and the Hierophant's out there. That means both of them are probably intuitive, clairvoyant, magical in some way. The High Priestess, if the High Priestess is out there, the High Priestess already knows everything that's on the table. The High Priestess already knows everything that's on the table. The Divine Masculine may or may not understand that their Divine Feminine is a High Priestess, so they may not understand that whatever they're worried about, the High Priestess probably already knows. So they're probably freaking out about something that doesn't even exist. Right? And then the Divine Feminines are just being like super feminine. They're just worried because they tired, and they want they boo, they horny, you know, because like when the Divine Feminines lock it up, they lock it up. When the Divine Feminines lock it up and they like, I'm going to have this, like this is what it's going, this is what got, then they just focus on themselves. Compromise. So compromise. With this storyline in particular, and with any couple, you need to, you know, compromise. But like, because some of these masculines are just now kind of leaning into the union, or to the idea of this union, the feminines are probably more weary, but they're probably really excited, but they don't want to get excited because God is telling us to not do too much. You know what I'm saying? And then the masculines are probably really excited because they are probably on a very, like, the timeline is different right now because of the things that are coming. Like y'all know, like, if I'm talking about God and I'm talking about Jesus Christ, like, something about to go down. Like, so the new world has to happen. Like, it has to go down, right? And so there is kind of a time, but there's not, right? Like, they just feel rushed because the divine feminines have been in waiting, but they also feel rushed because they're heavily communicating and they are probably really just want to see each other, right? So also it's about compromise because it's about, like, really learning and trying to figure out each other. It's also about really reconnecting fresh, but it's also about having forward movement, like being kind of clear about, like, where we going with this, where we at with it right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so, like, really kind of like having fun with each other and building. But the compromise part is important because they both probably have an idea of what they want to do, and they're gonna probably just have to talk about those things, right? Dreaming of you, but that's also that's telepathic as well. Start a shit. Okay, it went from compromise to start a family. I don't know, spirit. I don't know. Dig deeper. So ask more questions. Both parties ask more questions. Also, if you have the opportunity to contact, your divine feminines, divine masculines, and you have a green light, do it. Because the divine feminines right now are super, hey boo, super frustrated, and like it becomes like a whole thing, right? It's like divine feminines is out here manifesting and listening to music and looking at pictures and trying to focus on themselves and trying to do God's work. But on top of that, they trying to stay balanced, but they trying to make sure that they divine masculine can feel them in the 5D and the 3D, and it's like a whole thing. And then we finding out all type of wild stuff, and we like, yo, what is this? And like, what is you doing over there? Cause like, and then they all worried, and they worried about, are you gonna forgive me? Are you gonna do this and that? And the divine feminines are real confused. Divine feminines is like, son, we was manifesting this before y'all was manifesting. We was on the track before y'all was on the track. What you mean? We ain't doing all this work to not be with your fool ass. So like, but we frustrated, like, and it's not because we frustrated because of what they did. We frustrated because we want them to come in. Some of us is just like ready to be hugged up. Like, some of us is just ready to be in the presence of their divine masculine. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. But it's also about really digging in when you get to know each other and being able to develop, you know. And some people are like coming back to their twins. They've already been with their twins. Some people just had like a rocky situation, so they're kind of starting new. It just really depends. Just a crush. So this could be that third party that that might have just been some little, you know, divine masculine is still men. They make mistakes. Daydreaming about you. I mean, again, the telepathy is real with the twins right now, yo. The telepathy right now in the last 2 months, heavy. Like the divine masculines are in it. Like, they just like, they're in it, and then it's funny. Like, it's hilarious. Loving partnership. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about spirit, okay? Because that story got a lot better. Some of that stuff got out of it. Beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. I know that there's a couple people in here that I know got some good energy, so they probably bring these cards up right now. Being too clingy. Now, this could be a couple of things. This could be the divine feminines are putting out too much energy, or the divine masculines are putting out energy, because some of them have become the chasers in the 5D, right? But also this could be the third party. They were just doing too much, and now the divine masculine can't get free, or whatever it is, right? It's lust, not love. Again, I think this is a part of that third party situation, because even when we saw this, but it could be like lust and like, see, this is also coming out for the divine masculine and divine feminines right now, because they want physical touch, right? So it's like they could be focused on one thing and not focused on the other, which is also means that healing might not be done. Chaser. So I already told y'all, a lot of these stories have already kind of swapped or are swapping roles, because a lot of the feminines have been, I don't know, directed to step back. But some of us are just more assertive. But yeah, grows in time. That's why I said, like, get to know each other. Apology needed. I also spoke on that in the beginning of the story. Like, there definitely some things that were happening. We know because we was following this story for a while. So there were some things that went down. There's definitely gonna be some. It's gonna be needing some apologies. But it's an apology. Like, you say it and then you move forward. Selfish intentions, and this could be why there's an apology needed. They had selfish intentions, and this is really when they're in that 3D ego space. You know, they think what they did. I mean, like, y'all, like, and then you have people out here doing the most, okay? Because as a reader, other readers know, some of us were being mimicked. Some of us were having pages made up that were like us. Some people were doing weird mirror magic and things like that to, like, behave or feel like the divine feminines who were supposed to be coming in the union. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, you can't fake that. Like, magic works on people, but it really works on people who are just not all the way into themselves. And, like, I don't like to use the word weak or anything like that. People who are just not into themselves all the way. So you leave that space for them to come in. Also, if you're going through things, like, you leave space for that magic to come in, right? Especially if you don't know about it, if you don't understand what that looks like. And it can look like anything. It can look like manipulation. It can look like you trying to figure out why you still with this person and they don't do nothing, like, or they make you miserable, and every day you looking at them like, why you here? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's some of that is magic, and then some of it is just straight up manipulation, and some of it is just like not knowing your worth. You know what I'm saying? Separate. So either, I think that they already separated. So I'm gonna say this is, they already separated, because they separate. They're already separate. But I think they either separated from the third party. Yeah, twin flame. So we already know that. And third party involved. We're aware of that too. Trapped emotions. We're aware of that. Like, the divine masculines have to do throat chakra meditations. Throat chakra and heart chakra meditation. Throat chakra and heart chakra meditations are super important, specifically for these masculines. Like, you just gotta tap into that heart space. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. It's scary, I'm sure. It's like, okay, this is why the stories are, like, kind of irritating I feel like are irritating the feminists. Is some of these masculines on the 5D are communicating that they want, you know, to be loved and be shown love and all this other stuff. But a lot of us have been doing it for a while, and we're exhausted. And we're like, you just waking up to this? Like, I've been doing this for a while. You just catching up. Like, it's one of those things, but everybody's willing. If you want your, you know, you want your mans, you know what I'm saying? If you want your girl, you're going to do all the stuff that you are guided to do. But it's not easy. We be tired. We be having days we'll be mad. We be tired. Be like, fuck that nigga. Like, I'm not. Like, it'd be a whole thing. Okay? Transformation. I mean, look, I'm trying to tell you, these unions that are coming in is about to be on a whole nother level. I don't know why I keep referencing Jay-Z and Beyonce. But it's like, it's the couple that pops in my head when I think of what twin flames look like, because it was just such an unlikely couple. Like, and you were just like, why, Sway? But they made sense, right? They can be trusted. So if you are worried about, if this is your story and you are worried about your masculine or you're worried about your feminine, they can be trusted. Online dating. So again, I think this is with the telepathy thing. They are probably stalking each other. They are probably looking at each other. They are probably doing all types of stuff to track their partner, okay? Because they just not ready to come out in the 3D yet. I don't know. I don't know. It just said they're planning. Yeah. Abandoned. Now, both parties can feel like they were abandoned, okay? Both parties may have abandoned each other at one point. They probably had to go through some abandonment healing. I know I had to. And I've already worked through most of that, like in my first ascension, but this more recent dark soul of the night was a little different. So there was some unresolved abandonment issues from childhood and things I didn't really understand. And because I was an empath, half of that wasn't even mine, right? No longer interested. So that could be this. It could be a couple of things. It could be they're no longer interested in the third party, because everything else here is like super positive. But there could be a masculine that's no longer interested in taking the journey on, or the feminine could be no longer interested. It's just because it's like they don't know what to do. Nope, see, desire is only you. So this is the energy they're going back and forth with. This is also why Spirit is saying, stay positive in the present and the future that you want with your partner. Because if you are still going through these thoughts, involving the other people that were involved, or if you haven't removed yourself from it, it comes into all your telepathy with each other. It comes into all your energies. It comes and mixes all your energies up. Then you be like, do you want me or not? Like, cause I thought we was good. And then, and then the music changed. It'd be something like that. And then you be like, what is this? Right? So, I'm just saying. But if you haven't tried telepathy and you are a twin flame and you are in the process of coming into union or trying to manifest something, like, use your Spotify playlist or whatever you use to listen to music and like manifest it, and then they will communicate to you. Friendship only. So this could be a couple of things. It could be that's what the situation was with the third parties, or they want to just have a friendship because maybe they don't want to, I don't know. No perfect match. No, this is doubts and worries. That's what this is. Intimacy issues, doubts and worries. So this is all doubts and worries, people's past childhood stuff, which is difficult. What's really cool though is that when the partners come together, this is why we tell the masculines, like, don't worry so much, is that when they come together, they work through those things. If one has intimacy issues, the other one had it at some point. Period. They both had it at some point. Prideful. They both probably also had that, but we know that the masculines stay in that a little longer. The feminines can come off like that when they start ascending, especially if they ascend over their partner. But they don't really feel that way. That's how their masculine sees them, like they're up here, and then they're like, how am I going to get up there? And we just be like, just come here. Just come here. You know what I'm saying? The answer is no. Why is this out here, Spirit? Because that didn't match anything else. Feeling nervous. Oh, prideful. No, the answer is no. So maybe they let go of that. Okay, so feeling nervous, and the crazy part is, if there's abandonment issues, possibly the masculine abandoned the divine feminine at some point, which also means they don't want to be rejected. They don't want to be abandoned again by the masculine, but these masculines almost make it seem like they want the feminine to reach out, and we like, yeah, nah, because I've already been carried like several times. Like, I'm not doing no more. You know what I'm saying? Guarded. Well, but this is what came out in the deck. All this, and when I post this, y'all can watch the rest of it. Thoughts of marriage. Like, yo, so I'm trying to tell y'all, these these masculines they the ones that are working, that are trying to do the work for real, like they're doing it, like, and all of the feminines, like all of us are super proud of our masculines, super proud of like the work they're doing. We just be having moments, you know what I'm saying? Jones have moments. The answer is yes. And so also no, like people playing with energy. So like, you know, that's why I try to keep my energy up and light, and I'm not doing that all the time. Like I be struggling, okay? But I come out of it, you know? And so the answer is yes, a growing bond. You know what I'm saying? We really just want to encourage the masculines to you know, get some big dick energy. I feel like it's simple. Get that big dick energy, you know what I'm saying? Follow the tarot readers and the light workers that you enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Right, butterfly? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta keep communicating. You can't lose faith. I swear, like, every day you will feel like, I'm giving up, I can't do it. Like, you know, but you gotta keep those manifestations strong. You just can't focus on that, and that's it. And it may make your masculine feel a certain type of way in the 5D. They may be feeling like, why you don't give me more manifestation time? Why you give me? But you ain't got time to be doing that all day. Okay? Divine union. All right, confirmation. We like that, spirit. Let's get that confirmation. Comes with drama. I mean, but who don't? Like, I'm 40, okay? So at this point, I'm not expecting somebody to come in with no baggage. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild out here. Wow. So it comes with drama. But what's so dope is that you're coming. If these cards are for that union, that's a Hierophant. That's a magician. You got Empress energy. You got a High Priestess energy. I mean, drama's just going to follow y'all anyway, because you're going to have a whole lot of people hating on your energy. But the reality is that if you're willing to work with your partner's willing to work with you, like, y'all can get through the drama. I guarantee what you just went through is way worse than what you could be going through, right? Betrayal, which we already know. There's an apology coming. There's betrayal. There's things that need to suppress emotions. Like, it's consistent. They just got to tap into their heart space. To attach could be that third party is too attached, or either party is too attached to each other, because they could be a little obsessive right now because they haven't been with each other in the 3D. Soulmate. So, like, that third party could also be a soulmate, which is why it's difficult for that person to walk away. Flirty energy. Moving in together. It's like, this is all over the place. It's like one person's on one level and the other person's on another level. It will take time. So, see what I'm saying? I feel like somebody playing with my energy right now. Like, I feel like somebody playing with my energy because they don't want me to get no more answers, and I'm going to stop. Romance blooming, immature, romance blooming, yeah, all the same thing, right? Show affection. So, show affection came out for that. And then I'm going to try these, let me do my the romance angel card. Spirit, something for that union. People coming into union. Okay. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other. Your bond deepens. And that goes right along with the rest of that reading. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So it's cool to manifest and be in it and be in your heart space and, you know, make your partner feel that way. Like, I'm really working on, like, how I can teach my loved ones who are in couple situations how they can use telepathy and communicate with each other, how they can create little music playlists for each other to communicate if they don't feel, you know, all the way great about communicating with their actual words. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So also, that's just happening a lot with everybody right now. It's a lot going on in the world. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you, and that could be a couple of things. Like you need to wait. It could be that, you know, what's going on, Sheldon? What's going on, Kyle? So yeah, so Reconciliation, past life relationship, you haven't known each other before, worth waiting for, divine timing is in work, and your love life. Okay, so that's the, they just listening to spirit at this point. This story that we've been paying attention to. I want to see if I can get, let me see if I can get a message about, you know what I wanted to talk about? What was, I already talked about asking God for things, right? And you can ask him anything. Like, nothing much, Like, you can ask God for anything. Like, you can just be like, every step. Like, if it's like, God, I don't have money for this that I gotta pay and my bills are behind, then you ask him for that. But you gotta stay faithful in it. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. And nah, it's faith without works, right? You can't, it don't work. So, that's super important. And also it was like, this is about celebrating life, and giving thanks and utilizing your gift. If you don't utilize your gifts and you specifically ask for gifts and you've been gifted and you know you have gifts and you aren't using them for the betterment of the world, or you're not providing a service in some way with it, God will take that from you. I don't care if it's a singing voice, if you do photography, like if you're not utilizing the gift, whether it's community work, whether it's, using your speaking voice, whether it's teaching in some form, like, you have to get back to the community. You can't just go to work, raise your family, and then that's it. Like, you gotta just utilize those gifts in a different way. And then you gotta, like, celebrate every day. Like, get up and celebrate that, you got up that morning, that you have a house to live in or a home to live in. Because, like, sometimes you living in places or somewhere and you just be like, yo, what's going on? Like, yo, I don't know what's happening out here in these streets. But, but it's like you still are blessed. Even if you can, if the fact that you can complain means you're blessed enough to speak, means you're blessed enough to have a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I had to, like, really break that down to myself, the meditation, peace, relief, and sanctuary. So yes, meditation. Okay, y'all, just don't meditate on purpose. Okay, like, what I mean by this, don't sit in meditation and be like, all right, I'm gonna meditate, and like, literally just sit there and let your thoughts run until your brain is quiet. And it's gonna take practice, right? But when you start trying to focus and be like, I'm gonna focus on my third eye, and then you're doing all these techniques, like, don't do that. Just sit in silence. Most times you can hear God, but if you can't, again, let's go back to what I said earlier, ask. You can ask for him to speak to you louder. A lot of times, we not get this stuff because we be scared of it. If you scared of spirituality, if you scared of magic, then he ain't gonna give you them gifts. You know what I'm saying? And I had to realize that, because it's like, why is everybody always like, I see this and I see this, and my grandma will be coming down with this, and I'd be like, I don't be getting none of that. And that's how I used to be, but then I was a little scared of it. So then I had to have a day where I was just like, yo, God, go ahead and run them gifts to me so I can figure out what's going on out here. The light priestess, galactic wisdom and cosmic ritual. I'm laughing because earlier today I was getting all these titles that people that like readers and messages from spirit were coming at me, and I was like, I don't even know what all these gifts. I don't know what all these gifts are. I'm hearing different words and mystics and prophets and things like that, and I'm like, I ain't about to finna call myself none of them. Like, I y'all see what I call myself, and there are certain things I know I am. I know I'm a high priestess. I'm aware of that. I know I'm the Empress energy when I come out on the deck, and along with the high priestess. I know there are a group of people that are called and chosen to do certain things by God. One of the things is, and I know I'm a light worker. I know I'm a healer. I know I'm psychic. But it's when you start hearing like other words and other access you have, and you're just like, eh. So, the whole galactic wisdom thing is something that came out a couple of times today. But I guess there are some people that can ascend past the 5D and they are privy to, I don't know, other information. I don't know. I do know that there are messages of the new world coming into, you know, the golden age, having to break down some of these structures. Mountain goddess, high vibration, mindfulness, and power of the mind. And it's so funny, I talk about mindfulness a lot. That's kind of like my thing right now. That's my mission, really, is mindfulness in general. And so you'll be seeing some of those things coming up. Healing the earth, love, humility, and respect. These cards are really pretty. And y'all see I'm doing like I'm working on my little digital tarot deck. I'm gonna work on some oracle cards as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use those interpretive ones for like an all age type thing. The ones that I've been showing y'all. The mother awakens compassion, nurture, and guidance. Full moon temple, celebration, peak, transcendent moment. Ooh, these cards are so pretty. So this is, well, I was really trying to, what's on the bottom of that? Water, spirit, emotions, memory, life force. And some of these messages might have been for me. But I'm trying to see, oh, I know what that card is. I want to see, Spirit, do we have anything else you need me to deliver? Okay, breach. I know what that is. Breach. Okay, that's fine. DNA, karma, metal, and metal vulnerability. Ooh, vulnerability is a hard one. People struggle with that. I talk about being transparent all the time, but being vulnerable is even more. You know what I'm saying? It involves intimacy and honesty and emotions and DNA, karma. Again, that could be some of these bloodline battles that's happening. Full moon completion. Okay, so I really want to say some of the stuff that's coming up about the city. Is a lot of people talking about DC right now, and there is some spiritual, karmic, like spiritual battle happening with ancestors right now, and I believe that is causing some of the shenanigans happening with people in real life, and they keep talking about the full moon completion. I don't know if it's the full moon or the new moon, but there's some stuff going down. That's why I said people need to think about, like, if you get opportunities to leave the area, like close to the actual city, close to DC, you know, maneuver, even if it's for a little while. But I got a feeling that there's some movement happening, and we're gonna have to move locations, and people just need to find God, talk to God, and deal with your stuff, fix your families, leave your families, whatever it is you got to do to be at peace and forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Dragonfly emergence. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, done with that. I'm gonna get you a little. See if we can get some little self-care or something. For some little advice. Trust your intuition. She's always right. And that's what I was talking about. Trust that gut. Trust your intuition, because at the end of the day, you and God are the only people you can really trust. Everybody else can have an agenda or a different perception. Get back to nature and reconnect to your hippie roots. That's for me specifically. But yes, go outside, even though it's kind of cold outside. I don't really want to go outside in the cold. And connect with nature. Talk to the trees. Hug the trees. Touch the trees. Stay silent in the woods. Like, it's the whole thing. Talk to God in the woods. Yell at God in the woods. Negotiate with God. I mean, I don't know if you can really negotiate. I be trying. I try sometimes. Slow down and rest till you need it. Okay, Spirit. I'm gonna get down. Okay, change one small thing today. Start small. Just change one thing today, right? Do one thing different than you did yesterday. One thing. I don't care what time it is. Do one thing different than you did yesterday. It will make the difference. And slow down and rest and take the... Like, baths are really dope. Also, I've talked to you about the pillow manifestations. Keep writing your list. It's a really high manifestation time. Keep writing your list of things you want to manifest. Put in your pillowcase. Align your actions with your intentions. Make sure your intentions are always in the right thing. Make sure that you're moving, in the right way. Get creative and excite your imagination with wonder. Ooh. Nourish your body with high vibing energy. So, eat well, eat good. Step out of your comfort zone and try something new. Okay, yeah, that's the overall. Yep. All right. Well, guys, I think that's all I got for now. You guys can share, check out my link in my bio if you want to check out any of my gear that will be updated soon, any of my stuff, and my YouTube videos and things like that, other content. And yeah, share the video, and I will talk at you guys later. I'll try to come on tomorrow. I'll probably be on tomorrow. But, yeah, stay prayed up, you know what I'm saying? Thank God, thank your spirit team, thank your angels, thank your ancestors. I ain't talked to my grandparents this much ever in life, okay? I have literally are talking to them more now than I ever have. It's very interesting. So, anyway, love and light, everybody. Have a good night. Love you guys. Bye.